Welcome to the results video for UFC Fight Night in Denver, Namajunas vs Cortez. In this video we will find out which UFC predictions channels on YouTube had the best and worst results for this event in terms of correct picks and how much money you would have won or lost by following their picks for each fight on this card. This event had 12 fights, but the fight between Cody Brundage and Abdulrazak Alhassan was ruled a no contest due to accidental blows, the elbows to the back of the head. So that leaves us with 11 fights on which the results are based on. 60 channels made a total of 629 predictions for this event, for an average of 10.5 predictions per channel. Let's first find out who did better this week, the Oddsmakers, the YouTube predictors or the Tapology Community. First off, instead of 11, I only have 10 fights for the Oddsmakers, because one fight was even in odds, so that one doesn't count. As you can see, the underdogs did quite well for this event. They won 4 fights out of 10, and if you picked all the underdogs and placed a $100 bet on each of them, you would have won $70 for a 7% return of investment. But if you picked a favorite fighter in odds every time, you would have lost $113 for a minus 11% return of investment. Did the YouTube predictors do better? They did do better, with predicting the winner for each fight than the Oddsmakers. The favorite in picks by the YouTube prediction channels won 8 out of 11 times and could have won you $193 for a good return of investment of 18%. And what about the Tapology Community picks? Were they better? Well, no. They would have lost you money, both for the underdogs and the favorites. This is of course due to the FIG, or the cut that the sportsbook make on each losing bet, which is around 5%. So the UFC predictors on YouTube had the most profitable picks this week. Now we will take a look at the results per YouTube channel. Which one had the most and least correct picks for this event. In 5th place of least correct picks we have 8 channels: Fight Realm, Rigo, Jacob from We Want Picks, Clanbot, the MMA Guru, James Lynch, MMA Betting Mastermind and MMA Oddsbreaker. They all picked the winner 4 out of 10 times correctly, or 40%. In 4th place are This Is MMA and Home of Fight. They both made 9 picks and 3 of them were correct for a 33% correct pick percentage. Tiger Bomb MMA and Sportsbook Skillas are in 3rd place with 3 out of 10 picks correct for a 30% correct pick percentage. The second worst picker this week is Henry Cejudo. He made 4 picks and only 1 was correct, or 25% correct picks. But the worst picker this week with the least correct picks is MMA Leaked. He only had 1 correct pick out of his 6 predictions for a correct pick percentage of only 17%. Now let's find out who made the most correct picks this week. In 6th place of most correct picks we have 8 channels: Artem MMA, Baby Sharp MMA, Broke Bets MMA, Fight Fiend Forecast, MMA Joey, MMA Prediction Guru, Pure Picks and Angelo from We Want Picks. They all had 7 out of their 10 picks correct, for 70% correct picks. In 5th place is Premium Picks. He had 8 out of 11 picks correct, for 73% correct. In 4th place is Kamara Usman with 3 out of 4 correct and MMA Lewis with 6 out of 8 picks correct, or 75% correct. In 3rd place we have DeeCee Picks. He predicted the winner for each fight correctly 8 out of 10 times for an 80% correct pick percentage. In 2nd place is Nubby MMA. His picks were correct 9 out of 10 times for 90% correct. Did someone sweep this card? Well, in number 1 this week for most correct picks is MMA DENTE. He made 11 picks for this card and 10 of them were correctly, for a 91% correct pick percentage. So well done, And congratulations to MMA DENTE for having the most correct picks this week. Here is an overview of all the channels that I tracked this week and their correct picks, total picks and their correct pick percentage. Pause the video if you want to take a closer look at the data. Before we find out which channel's picks could have won or lost you the most money this week, I want to quickly ask that if you enjoy the content and find it informative and or helpful, then don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it a lot. Thanks so much. Now we will find out which channels would have lost you the most money if you followed all their picks and placed a $100 bet for the outcome of each fight that they made a pick on. As always, I use the odds that are shown on the tail of the tape just before each fight. In 6th place this week is the MMA Guru. If you followed all of his picks, a total of 10 picks, you would have lost $410 for a minus 41% return of investment. In 5th place of most money lost is MMA Oddsbreaker for a loss of $418 and a minus 42 ROI on his 10 picks. This is MMA is in 4th place. If you followed his 9 picks, you could have lost $461 for a minus 51 ROI. Then in 3rd place in most money lost, but with the worst return of investment this week, is MMA Leaked. If you placed a $100 bet on his 6 picks, you would have lost $471. But as he only made 6 predictions this week, your return of investment would have been minus 79%. In 2nd place is Sportsbook Killas with a loss of $544 for a return of investment of 54%. And in number 1 this week for the most money lost, if you followed all their predictions for the outcome on each fight and placed a $100 bet on each pick, is Tiger Bomb MMA for a loss of $554 and a return of investment of minus 55%. Now we will look at the winners and find out which channels could have won you the most money this week by following their picks. In 6th place we have MMA Lewis. His 8 predictions could have won you $278 for a 35% ROI. Artem MMA is 5th this week. His 10 picks could have won you $293 for a 29% return of investment. And MMA Prediction Guru is 4th for a $360 profit and a 36% return of investment on his 10 picks. Then in 3rd place we've got DeeCee Picks. His picks could have made you $421 in profit for a 42% return of investment. But the top 2 this week did much better compared to the rest of the channels. In 2nd place this week is Nubby MMA for a profit of $776 on his 10 predictions. But he has the highest return of investment this week with a very high 78% ROI. And in number 1 this week for most money won is MMA DENTE, who was also the best picker this week with 10 out of 11 picks correct. If you had followed all his picks and placed a $100 bet on each one, you could have won $833 for also a very high 76% return of investment. So congratulations to both Nubby MMA and MMA DENTE for an excellent week in picks and profit. And here is the whole list for all channels with their total money won or lost and the return of investment percentage. Again, pause the video if you want to have a closer look. And for this week I've made a new list, the losing streak and winning streak list, to see which channels are having a bad streak and which channels keep winning week after week. Because I started this channel not so long ago, I only have results for 6 events so far. Also, a lot of channels are not tracked since the beginning and some channels don't make predictions every week. So for those reasons the data is a bit limited for now, but should get better week by week and by getting more data. We start with the 2-week losing streak. We have 11 channels in alphabetical order that lost money 2 weeks in a row. Which out of those 11 channels lost money 3 weeks in a row? Well, only one, and this is MMA. He is having a hard time for now, but hopefully he will break out of his losing streak next week. For now, there are no 4-week losing streaks. Then for the winning streaks. These 9 channels have a winning streak for 2 weeks now. Out of those 9 channels, only 2 channels have a 3-week winning streak. Those 2 are Leftlane MMA and Angelo from We Want Picks. Did any of those 2 channels have a 4-week winning streak? Well, yes, Angelo from We Want Picks has a 4-week winning streak. And I've only started to follow Leftlane MMA for 3 weeks now, so it might be possible he also had a 4-week winning streak. But with the data that I have for now, Angelo has the longest winning streak so far. Alright, that was it for the results for the UFC Fight Night card in Denver. Don't forget to check the channels who had the best results this week. Links to their channels can be found in the video description. Hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you did. Thank you all for watching, and see you soon in the next video.